Good evening, I'm Dr. Kelvie Culpepper. I'm a Wellness Way affiliate in Poplarville, Mississippi, and I want to bring you some tips today about a healthy back and things that you can do on a regular basis that will help decrease neck and lower back pain or prevent it. 9 out of 10 Americans at some point in time will have neck or back problems. So these are some healthy habits that you can develop over time that will help alleviate strain and stress to your neck and your lower back. The first thing I want to go through is standing. When you stand with your feet one of two ways, either shoulder width apart, so stand with your feet slightly apart, or stand like you're going to take a step. So if I'm going to be in a line for a long time at Walmart or what have you, I'll stand with my feet shoulder width apart, and you can rock your weight back and forth. So that gives you a little motion, a little movement, a little circulation in the legs and the back and the hips, and it reduces fatigue. Now, some of the things you don't want to do, don't do the girl pose. It looks all nice and cute and sweet, but it's not good for your neck and your back or anything else, so don't do that. And definitely don't do the good old boy pose, which would be this. Guys, you know you do that. That is not good for your lower back. It might be nice and comfortable to rest like this, but you're putting a lot of stress and strain across the lower back. So please don't stand like that. Secondly, I want to go through sitting. When you sit down, you want to sit feet flat on the floor, sit up nice, straight and tall, and don't cross your legs. So ladies, this is really bad for your hips, it's bad for your legs. Do not cross your legs. It makes your pelvis uneven. It's just not good for you. Feet flat on the floor, sit up nice, straight and tall. And remind your kids to do that, or your husband or your significant other when you see them slouching, hey, sit up straight. Now, if you get tired of sitting up straight, you can put a pillow in the small of your back, lay back a little bit, and create that nice, good posture too. But I'll give you a quick story with my kids. My kids are in a band, and I have a keyboarder and a drummer, and sometimes the keyboard player will sit down to play his keys, and then the drummer, of course, is always sitting. And we sit towards the front of the church. We are Baptists, but we are not back row Baptists, so we'll be sitting towards the front of the church, and the kids will be playing, and the drummer will be getting down, and he'll be like this. And this will be me during him playing a song. And you'll see him do this. So do that. Create those healthy habits for you, for your loved ones, for your children. Now, number 3 is going to be your workstation. When you're at your workstation, and whatever you're working on, whether it's countertop low or whether it's lower, get your body down to that. Don't bend over at the waist. I'm going to give you an example. The table that I use in my office to work on patients all day long, it comes to about the bottom of my knee, about the bottom of this chair. Now, if I stood over this chair all day long and worked like this, it would kill my lower back. So what I do is I take a scissor stance and I lower my whole body to my workstation. And you can do that with whatever station you're at. If you're at a table and you're a little bit taller than me, most people are, I'm a little vertically challenged, you can take a stance like this, get down to your workstation. Another thing I like to do to cheat, to help minimize strain and stress on my lower back, is when I'm working at a table or a flat surface or a bench, I will take and lean my hips towards that table and rest my hips and my lower back against that table and work over my area. So those are a couple things you can do with your workstation. Or you can squat down to it if it's all the way on the ground. Gardening's coming up right now, garden season, a lot of yard work. Squat down to your work area. Get out of the habit of bending over because it creates a lot more pressure across the lower back. Now, number 4 is going to be housework. This is mostly for the ladies. I'm kidding. I know men do housework too. So when you're doing housework, you tend to, if you're vacuuming and you're right-handed, you tend to do this the whole entire time you're vacuuming. You stay to one side of your body, one position, and you may have a pretty large house, so you may be doing that for a long time. That creates a lot of imbalance. That creates a lot of pressure on one side of your spine. It is awkward, but switch up every now and then. You don't have to do 50-50, but anything you do to create equally using both sides of your body is a good thing. So use that left hand for a little bit. Same thing with sweeping. You can sweep to both sides of your body. Lifting, when you go to get those clothes out of that dryer, even though it may be a light basket of clothes, bend down and grab that, pull it close to you, and keep good alignment when you do that. If you create the habit of bending with the knees and getting close to whatever you're going to lift, you won't make the mistake one day of picking up your child or your grandchild and they're 40 pounds and you've done like this and you've twisted and you've torqued and irritated your lower back. Now, number 4, you want to watch when you do driving. So when you drive, you want to make sure that the seat's adjusted properly and the headrest is right. So your headrest, watch the headrests. I'm kind of short, like I mentioned earlier. When you're in some of those vehicles, that headrest will create this type of posture. It'll push your head forward. So you may need to lower it. You may need to raise it. I've even flipped headrest around so they're kind of flat back. Not ideal if you want to get in a wreck, but again, if I'm taking a 4 or 5 hour trip, I don't want that pushing my head forward. Also, if you're taking a long trip, take breaks, or when you do stop to get gas or fill up, move around. You will literally have seen me possibly making laps around the gas station. I've literally jogged around the gas station just to try to get some blood flow and circulation and movement going back to my neck and my muscles and try to get some life back into me. Now, and I've also, you could have pulled up to the gas station and watched me doing air squats. But again, take breaks, move around, feet flat on the floor, and adjust your seat. You do not want to be sitting back like this to drive. Sit up straight to drive too, because if you look at the spine and the lower back, you should have a nice good forward curve. When you're reclined back like this, you're putting a lot of pressure across this lower back. So sit that back of that seat up. Sit up straight when you're driving. Now, next would be desk work. There is a lot of people that work at a desk, and what we're finding with more and more research is sitting all day long is compared to smoking. It's really, really bad for your health. We're not made to sit all day long. Our discs are not made to be immobile. We're made to move. We're geared for motion. We're geared for life. So when you sit, take frequent breaks. 15 to 30 minutes, even the smart watches, they have timers built into them. They'll buzz you and they'll remind you, hey, it's time to stand up. So take frequent breaks. Better yet, don't sit to do desk work. They make these great desktop, stand-up desktop that go on top of a desk. You can get them at Office Depot. They pop up and they bring everything up so that it raises your computer monitor and your keyboard, and you can stand to do your work. That's what I have in my office. That's what I use 90% of the time because I chart. I do have to do a certain amount of paperwork. So I have a stand-up desk, and I very, very seldom do I lower it and sit down and use it seated. And a lot of companies are even paying for these, so you can talk to your employer about this. Hey, is this something that the company can get me? And if they can't, hey, it's a great investment. It's not a lot of money. Get you a stand-up desk, and remember, if you can't, take frequent breaks. Now, next is going to be our mobile devices. So our phones. Big no-no with the phone. Watch this. If I'm using the normal posture for the phone, what am I doing? My head's down, my posture's slumped, and I'm bent over like this. So I tell everyone in my office, I will see them in a waiting room, even if you're not a patient and you brought someone in, and I see you down like this, I will tell you, bring your phone up like this to text, to look at it, to surf. Bring your phone up like this. Same thing when you sit, don't leave it in your lap. I will take pillows. If I'm at home and I'm using a tablet or even a laptop, rarely ever, if never, do I have it just sitting in my lap like so. I'll stack pillows right here and I'll prop it up to this level because this is what it creates. It creates that forward head posture. It creates rolling forward, and it will irritate your neck and your lower back. They have a term for this. It's called text necks, because everybody's bent over their phone like this. So again, bring your phone or whatever device you're using up to this level and get into the habit of doing this. Now, do these habits come naturally? No, you'll have to work on them. You'll have to put a little effort into it, but they will get to where it is a habit. Like I said, 7 habits for your back. So you'll get to notice when you're standing there like this, you'll be going, that don't feel so good, and you'll remember to shift back over and stand up straight, stand up tall. Now, another thing, if you are having neck and back problems, find a Wellness Way doctor near you. We are experts at this for neck and lower back problems. Find out what's going on, and it's not common. You should not go around with neck and back problems. Quick story about this, I had a patient in the other day, brand new patient, and she came in for one particular problem, and we were discussing it, and I said, do you have anything else going on? And she said, no. I said, so no neck, no lower back problems, nothing like that? She said, well, I have my normal lower back pain. Hey, back pain is not normal. Pain in itself is not normal. So if you're having normal back pain, get it checked because there's nothing normal about that. So check us out. Check us out on Facebook. If you like what you see, please share it. Get some information out, some good information out to people that you love and you care about that want to know things that you can do to prevent injuries and to help neck and lower back. We have great information on thewellnessway.com. You can look us up, share it with friends, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. We'll get back with you. Thank you for joining us on today's Quick Tips. I hope you learned something, and we will catch you next go around. Goodbye.